U.S. says Russia has violated nuclear arms treaty by blocking inspections.
Here's a summary of the article.
The United States on Tuesday accused Russia of violating the New START treaty, the last major pillar of post-Cold War nuclear arms control between the two countries, saying Moscow was refusing to allow inspection activities on its territory. Washington has been keen to preserve the treaty, but ties with Moscow are the worst in decades over Russia's invasion of Ukraine, an element that could complicate attempts by U.S. President Joe Biden's administration to maintain and reach a follow-on agreement. Russia's refusal to facilitate inspection activities prevents the United States from exercising important rights under the treaty and threatens the viability of U.S.-Russian nuclear arms control, a State Department spokesperson said in emailed comments. Moscow in August suspended cooperation with inspections under the treaty, blaming travel restrictions imposed by Washington and its allies after Russian forces invaded neighbor Ukraine in February last year, but said it was still committed to complying with the provisions of the treaty. The State Department spokesperson added that Russia had a clear path for returning to compliance by allowing inspection activities, and that Washington remains ready to work with Russia to fully implement the treaty. On Monday, Russia told the United States that the treaty could expire in 2026 without a replacement because it said Washington was trying to inflict strategic defeat on Moscow in Ukraine. Asked if Moscow could envisage there being no nuclear arms control treaty after 2026, Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabakov told the RIA State News Agency, "This is quite a possible scenario."
This post received a score of 37,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I wonder what prior inspections revealed.
Like this one. Sorry I'm lazy. Got a TLDR?
The paper provides an overview of Russia's nuclear forces. Russia's strategic nuclear forces have about 310 ICBMs with 800 warheads deployed, 176 SLBMs with 624 warheads deployed, and less than 70 bombers that can carry greater than 1,000 warheads combined. They also have 1,912 non-strategic nuclear warheads for reasons as yet unclear. Edit. The report also contains a brief history of US and Soviet, Russian nuclear buildup, treaties between the nations, Soviet and Russian nuclear doctrine, and an overview of their advanced weapon concepts.
Out of curiously, does anyone know how inspectors know if one of the participating countries that is being inspected is not hiding an extra stash of nukes? How are we supposed to believe if Russia ain't hiding an extra 5K nukes?
They don't, but the point of nukes is to let other people know you have them, so there's not much reason to hide them.
Unless you're selling them.
Oh, I don't like this answer.
This world in which we live is full of immense beauty and absolute horror.
The power of power.
We don't inspect M. Why would we let you? Bet they forgot where they put M.
Whoa, guys, I don't have your nukes. They're at Bill's house. And Fred's house. What the hell you doing with my nukes in your house, Fred?
What do ya mean the bank's out of nukes?
Insolvent. Edit. I'll also add that in high school, me and my best friend watched The Simpsons a ton when we were younger, so we didn't get a lot of the cultural references. One day, in some intro business class we were taking as an elective, the teacher puts on It's a Wonderful Life. When Jimmy Stewart delivered that iconic line, the two of us looked at each other gasped. Despite the absence of any verbal communication, we both quickly realized we had just discovered the origin of that hilarious Simpsons scene.
Simpsons got me to watch a number of old films that I turned out to like, Clockwork Orange, One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Before then I just thought they were old, who cares, whatever, types of movies.
Grace, come here. There's a sinister-looking kid I want you to see.
Fry, some kind of walking trash can is here to see you.
And the consequences are what exactly?
This treaty helps both sides ensure that the other is keeping their nuclear weapons at an agreed level of disarmament. For example, the treaty limits how many warheads can be on a missile. The implication is that if Russia wants to suspend the treaty, the US can just throw all the warheads that can fit onto their missiles. So in short, the consequences are that the US and Russia are going to both be quietly pointing more guns at each other.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.